Hello everyone, my name is Abdul Wahab Halde. I'm the widower. I need you to listen, and I need you to listen carefully because what I'm about to share with you is my life story. And by me saying I'm the widower, you can imagine what has happened. Why I'm sharing this with you? Because I want you to know who the person is that I lost. Now all of this started, I'm going to take you way back. I'm going to take you back. Now, whatever I'm saying to you is not things that I've written down. It's things that I remember as from the start. So I'm going to take you through from the start. And then I want you to listen. I want you to listen carefully. Because in what I'm about to tell you, there might just maybe, be a learning experience for you. So yes, I want you to listen, and I want you to listen well. In between, yes, I might put some humor because this is extremely emotional for me. I was supposed to do this about 6 years ago when she passed away. I couldn't. I wouldn't get past the first sentence and I'd break down and cry. And if I do break down, you just need to bear with me because I'm going to take you through from the start to the end. But my aim is to tell you who Farhana Bellum Halde is. So this is it. Here we go. Way back in 1998, December 1998. Now you need to listen carefully. It's not December 1963. December 1963, that's a song. December 1998. Late December 1963 is a song. So we're going back to December 1998 when it all started. My mom and dad was on holiday in Durban. We live in Cape Town. They went for a holiday in Durban, late December 1998. Whilst they were on holiday, they visited some family people like they normally do. You know, they normally do. It's always good to visit family people and some friends. And whilst visiting at the one house, my mother's eye fell on this young lady. Now my mother is a woman like this. If you walk in by that front door and you're a lady, whether you're a lady or a man, she will look at you like this. She will look at you from head to toe to see if you are dressed neatly, you are dressed respectably. That is my mom. She passed away 6 months after my wife. So I'm going to take you way back and we're going to come forward. But while I'm doing this video, I want you to know who Farhana Bellum Halde is. So so my mom and dad is in Durban, and my mom is looking at this young lady. And my mom says to my dad, inquire about this young lady. And my dad is now, what? My dad is sitting now, my dad is thinking, hey, he's getting lucky now because my mom is telling him to inquire about this young lady. And in his head he's probably thinking, hey, that's a second wife for him, a young second wife. But what he didn't know was that my mom was saying to him, inquire about this young lady because back home in Cape Town, you've got a 33-year-old boy who is not married. And that young lady, I like that young lady. That is what my mom said to my dad. As a wife for my son, my 33-year-old son, which is sitting way back in Cape Town. Okay, my dad inquires, finds out the young lady, she's not married, she's not engaged, she's living with her parents. And okay, so he finds out. Then he speaks to the people and he sets up a meeting. Okay, mom and dad, early January, back to Cape Town. That's early January 1999, back to Cape Town. Okay, mom and dad, Come back home, we greet, blah, 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 everything, and everything is happy, and we speak about the holiday and everything as you normally do. The evening time, I go up to my mom's room, and I sit by her bedside, and I sit by her feet. Now, I'm 33 years old at this point in time. Now, I said to you, listen and listen carefully. You might just learn something about this. You might just get a learning experience from what I'm about to tell you. I'm sitting by my mom's feet, and we're talking like normal, and I'm taking out the Vaseline, and I'm massaging her legs, and I'm putting the Vaseline on her feet, and I'm massaging her feet, and I'm pressing her feet. Now, I did this from a young age. I've been doing this, and I'm 33 years old, and I'm still doing it. Every night before I go sleep, that is what I do. Sit by my mom and dad, and I massage her legs, put Vaseline on her feet, press her feet. I make sure her feet is as soft as a baby's bottom. An elderly lady with feet as soft as a baby's bottom. So this is what I've been doing from a young age, and I'm 33 years old, and I'm still doing it. I'm 33 years old, and I'm living with my parents. Now I need you to listen, and I need you to listen good. So we're sitting and we're chatting, and then my dad says to me, we saw this young lady, this lovely young lady in Durban, and you are not married. We want you to fly down and go meet this young lady. If you like her, you can propose to her, and if she wants, accept your proposal, you can marry her, because you're already 33, you're going for 34. So I look at my dad and I say, but Dad, I got this girl here. She looks like Kim Basinger. My dad looks at me and he pauses. And he says to me, well, if you ask Mickey Rook, he will tell you it's only going to last for 9.5 weeks. On the plane I am. Durban, here I come. I'm on the plane to Durban. Meeting is set. On my way to Durban. Now, I'm going to Durban. I'm going to meet this young lady. Now, I'm prepared to go to Durban, meet this young lady. The young lady with her mom and dad and maybe her siblings. She's got a brother and a sister. So I'm prepared to go to Durban, sit down and sit and speak to mom and dad, maybe a sibling's brother and sister, and herself, to the 5 of them. Let and behold, I don't know what is happening, and I don't know how these Indian people do things, but anyway, this is how they do it. I walk in by the front door. In by the front door, you greet as you normally greet, and there I see a table, very big table, and around the table is all men sitting with long beards, right around the table. Now, I wasn't prepared for this. I was not prepared for this. I didn't know this is how it gets done. Anyway, I'm 33 years old, so I can take care of myself. I can handle myself. I sit down with the men around the table. Now, at this point in time, I never had a beard. I never had a beard in this point in time. So, okay, I'm sitting around the men with the table, and we start chatting. And the mom and the sister's in the kitchen, and the food is coming. Now, this is what we Indian people do. We feed you when you come to our home. So, we're eating, we're enjoying it, we're sitting, we're chatting, and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. They are now checking out who I am, what my character is, if I'm good enough for the young lady. So anyway, I'm being checked out, but I don't know this. And we're talking, and we're eating, and the stuff is coming, and the mom and sister's in the kitchen, and the stuff is just coming, and I'm not worried. I'm packing it away because I can pack it away. And then later on, one of the men with a beard says to me, "This is the man of the house." When he says to me, "This is the man of the house," the young lady, Farhana, comes out of the passage, out of the room. She comes to the front. She presents herself. I look at her, I smile and I greet her. She looked at me, she smiles and she greets me. But only at that point in time, I mean, a lot of time has gone by. Only at that point in time, Did they tell me who's the man in the house? I wasn't told who's the man in the house when I walked in by the front door. So what they wanted to do is first to check me out and make sure I'm good enough. And then they told me all of this. However, so now we're sitting and we're chatting and I see her. So already when I saw her and I saw what is going on in the house, I already made up my mind. I'm happy because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So we all are attracted to certain things. Certain things attract certain people. That is why we all are also different. God has created us all totally different. God has says to us, He's created us into tribes and nations, that we must love and respect each other. So why everything here went well is because the culture where this young lady comes from and the culture where I come from is exactly the same. So that is important. Get married into your own culture. Anyway, that's why I'm saying to you, listen and listen good. Doesn't mean you need to get married into. You can get married to anybody you want, but you got to work harder to make it work. When you get married in your own culture, it's stuff you both grew up with. It's not so difficult. However, this is my opinion, right? This is my opinion. You can differ. All good. You can differ. That is your opinion. This is my opinion, and I'm telling you my life story. And I can't change it because this is just how it happened. Anyway, later on they say to me, you know what? You can sit with Farhana on the couch and you can talk to her now. Now about 3 hours has gone by already. Now I'm thinking, I'm going to sit with Farhana on the couch. I'm going to sit and speak to her. Even though I'm 33 years old and she just turned 24, we both can handle ourselves. They all the men, they're sitting around the table, all the men with the long beards, is going to turn their heads and going to watch us. Is going to watch us. What are we talking about? And I'm not prepared for this. So I said to him, you know what? I'm staying by my sister's house in Port Shepstone. It's on the south coast. It's 115 kilometers from Durban. I need to ride back to Port Shepstone because I'm staying by my sister's house. Now, if anybody hasn't been to Port Shepstone, Margate, Shelley Beach, all on the south coast of Durban, beautiful. Go to the beaches. The water is lovely and warm. So anyway, go to Waffle House. Lovely. Anyway, so now I said to them, I'm going to go home. When I get back home, then I'll phone Farhana. So anyway, so this is what I did. Got back home, and then when I got back home, Mom and Dad wanted to know, how did the meeting go and what and everything. And then I thought to myself, but you know already, because my big sister was with me, and my big sister must have obviously phoned you people, or you must have phoned her, but they playing as if they don't know what's going on. But okay, I just play with. However, everything went well, and what is making this so fantastic is that my mom and dad is happy with the girl. In fact, what my mom said to me that, go down. This girl has an impeccable character. For my mom to say that, yes, for my mom to say that, it must be true. Because she wouldn't say that if it's not true. My mom is a very straightforward person. If she's angry with you, she's not going to show you a nice face. She's angry with you, and that's it. So, because that is how she is, she cannot be false. She cannot be false. She sorts it out now and now, because that is how my mom is. However, so I phoned Farhana the first night. We chat, and then she went into a question and answer mode. She started asking me this question, start asking me that question, start asking me that question. Then I'm saying to her, Farhana, do you have all this written in a book? that you're asking me all these questions? Because this sounds like you've got your own encyclopedia, because this is a hell of a lot of questions to ask someone to come straight from your head. And then she said to me, no, I've got all this in my head. I know what I want. This is what Farhana says to me. She knows what she wants. She's got all this in her head. And she's not prepared to move out of Durban, to go stay with someone, and that someone is a no good. So I don't want to use the word rubbish, but anyway, someone is no good rubbish. Anyway, so now what happens is now, where we are now at, yes. So okay, we're chatting and we're talking, and I'm carrying on, because she says that there's no way, in fact she told her mom, there's no way she's moving out of Durban. If she gets married, she wants to get married in Durban and be close to her mom. There's no way she's moving all the way from Durban to Cape Town, 1,600 kilometers, and the person is a no good. Anyway, the no rubbish is the word I used. She wouldn't speak like that. She would say no good. She wouldn't speak like that, because she has an impeccable character. Because I couldn't get to a word, and I just used that word. So yeah, so let's carry on. And I want this video to be original as possible. I don't want to stop-start. Cut out this, cut out that. It must be as original as possible, because I'm telling it to you as I remember it. So that was the first night. It was question and answer for a long time. Eventually everything was done. We greeted, and that was it. The following evening, I phoned her, we spoke, and then I said to her, Farhana, will you marry me? She immediately said yes. I was shocked, because she didn't run inside and go sit down with all that men around the table with all their long beards and have a meeting and then discuss and then come back to me. She didn't even go ask her mom and dad. She just said yes. Because in her mind, she found the man she's looking for. And the reason I asked her to marry me is because I found the woman I'm looking for. And the amazing thing about this is that I said to her, no, she said to me first, because this is one of the questions. She said to me first, I never ever ever want you to ask me to go and work. I am a woman of the home. I like the home, and I don't want to be out there in the workplace. So never ever ask me to go and work. Whatever monies you're earning will be ample. We'll work around that money, and we don't need more than a roof on our head and to eat. This is what she said to me. I said to her in turn, you never ask me or tell me that you want to go work because things aren't good in the house financially. We will do with whatever money I earn, and we'll work around that. And that will be ample. Because I want a wife that's in my home, taking care of my kids, not being out in the workplace. So for everybody, this is different. That's what I'm saying to you. This is my life story, and this is how I want things. So I'm saying to you now, this is my life story. It is not necessarily meant for you to be like that. I'm only telling you my life story and how I want things. So we got married in February 1999. 2000, the year 2000, 7th January, our first child is born. We named him Mohammed. The year 2002, 18th March, our second child is born. We name him Ahmed. Our third child is born in the year 2004. Our third child is born in the year 2004. The 18th of July, we named him Wasim. Our third child. Now, we were happy with our first three boys. We tried for a girl, we didn't get a girl. So we tried for a girl, and we were happy with our first three boys. We didn't get a girl, so we said, no, okay, this is fine. If God has given us Only boys. We will carry on their life. We will raise them in a manner that God would want us to raise them. And we will enjoy ourselves together, worshiping God. However, on somewhere, I don't know exactly when, but somewhere in 2012, she comes back, she comes to me, she says to me, you know what? I think I'm pregnant. I'm looking at her because we didn't plan for this. I think I'm pregnant. I look at her and I say to her, are you sure? Because I'm trying to figure out now, where did I slip up? I'm trying to think, where did I slip up? And I can't think where I slipped up. Because we both always heavily loaded, because we wanted to make sure that this don't happen again. But then again, if God gives, who are we to say no? We go to my gynae friend, a friend of mine. We sit down with him. We say to him, you know, we need to check this out and see. Anyway, checks are done and everything. And she looks at me and I look at her and he comes. And he says to, I got good news for you guys. There's another one coming on the way. Both look at him. Now he sees we're looking at him and we're not jumping up with joy. And he looks at us and he says, so you never planned this. Now because he's a friend of mine, I can speak to him any way I want to. I said to him, you know what? She's heavily loaded and I'm heavily loaded. So I can't see how this happened. He looks at me and he looks at her and he pauses for a while and then he says, you know what? Picture this. Picture this. You're driving your car and behind you there's police and cops chasing you and the lights are spinning fast. And way up front there is a roadblock. And they're coming behind you and with the mic they're shouting, pull over, pull over, pull over. And instead of pulling over, you put your foot on the acceleration and you put that foot down. And you go for it. And you just shoot right through the roadblock. Now, I'm not going to tell you when to laugh or when not to laugh. I was born in 1966. 8th February 1966. Back then, we know when to laugh and we know when not to laugh. We know when a joke is made because we come from the 60s. Not today. Today's time when you speak or say something, you can say it with a straight. Back then, say something with a straight face, people know it's a joke, they will laugh. In today's time, if you say something with a straight face and you don't put a smiley face or tell the people to laugh, they wouldn't know they must laugh. However, he says to me, this is exactly how it happened. And I was laughing because it was very funny what he said to me. However, this is what happened. Our boy Yusuf, no, let me first tell you how it happened. She gave birth to our fourth son on the 15th of October, 2013. We are now in the year 2023, April of 2023. And yes, so Yusuf was born in the year 2013, 15th October. Now listen to this one. 2 weeks before Yusuf was born, before she gave birth to him, I was reading the Surah Yusuf. It's in the Holy Quran. You can go look it up. It's about Joseph, the story of Joseph. For all different religions, you will use a different name. So this video is for all the religions. This video is for each and every 8 billion of you in South Africa. Because I want you to listen. And I want you to listen carefully. And just maybe, you'll get a learning experience from this. Now, 2 weeks before Yusuf is born, I read the Surah Yusuf. What a beautiful story. The day Yusuf is born, I say, he's born, I say to my wife, I want his name to be Yusuf. And she says to me, if that's what you want, his name will be Yusuf. Now, long when she was pregnant with Yusuf, I mean maybe 3-4 months pregnant with Yusuf. We go shopping, we do our things and everything. And she needed something for this very table. And for this very table, she saw this pot plant. It's an artificial pot plant. This looks so real, but it's all artificial. But when she saw the price tag of it, she just left it and we walked on. But I know, she looked at it, I know my wife. When her eye catches something, then that is what she wants. But because she saw the price tag, she didn't tell me she wanted, because she knew, no matter how expensive it is, and how difficult it is for me to buy it, I will buy it, because that is what she meant to me. Or that is what she still means to me. Now, she gave birth to Yusuf in the hospital. I was with her the night. In fact, because the gynecologist is my friend, I did the delivery myself. He just stood next to me and he told me what to do, so I did the delivery myself. So now, the next morning, I know what she wants. No, the next morning, I'm thinking, now you must know, we saw this pot plant when she was 4 or 5 months pregnant. And I'm thinking, what can I buy this wonderful woman? And my mind goes straight to the pot plant. How I remember it, God alone knows. I'm going to go buy the pot plant, I put it onto this table, and when I brought her from hospital, and she walked in by that front door, and she walked in, her eye caught the pot plant. She didn't say anything. She did not say anything. Family people was in the house. Her mother was there at that time, greeted and everything. We made her comfortable, go to bed, because when you come out of hospital, you see still very sore. And yeah, that is how it happened. Then I'm going to take you away. I'm going to take you now. I'm not going to tell you each and every day what happened from there. That's not what the video is about. The video is about Farhana Bailam Halde. Now, in 2016, she calls me. She tells me, you know what? I don't feel right. I think I am. I don't just feel right. I think I'm constipated. I say to her, okay, let me give you some prunes or something like that that will help you. She says, no, she had prunes, she had this, she had that. She tried a lot of things already. She says, let's go to the doctor. Right, we go to the doctor. Doctor checks her out. Doctor gives her some laxatives. Come back home. Next morning, she calls me to the room. She shows me, look here, lifts up her skirt, she shows me. Her stomach is swollen up like a lady that's 6 months pregnant. Yesterday, her stomach was flat. This morning, her stomach swelled up like a lady that's 6 months pregnant. Now, I'm good, but I'm not that good. Definitely not that good. Back to the doctor. Doctor checks her out, says, now we need to get some x-rays. We go to hospital, get the x-rays. X-rays is red, given to the surgeons, checked out everything. They say to us, we need to do an emergency surgery. Emergency surgery is done. A few days later, they come back to us. They say to us, they sit us down in the room and they say to us, they look at us and say, the reason we took so long to come back to you is because we wanted to make sure what it is. Now, this is a healthy woman. This woman belongs to the Curves Gym. She's been going to the Curves Gym for 5 years. And she's an amazing woman. And this is the same woman who has a beach body. This is the same woman who her husband cannot hold his hands from because she was so fantastic to be with. And this is the same woman who they say to us now has stage 4 ovarian cancer. Now, our next video, I'm going to take you through the stage 4 ovarian cancer. That will be our next chapter. This is chapter 1. This is chapter 1. Video 2, chapter 1 of the story I'm telling you. And like I said before, I want you to listen. And I want you to listen very carefully, because maybe, just maybe, you're going to get a learning experience from this. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and the next video will come straight to you with what is carrying on. And if I break down and I cry, please bear with me. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.